That's right. That's right. Shout it out. Shout it out. Shout it out. Another episode of Rod Smurf. And I got a special guest with me, my little cousin, Quana Dawn.
Hello, cool world.
You know the vibes, man. It's another episode of Shout It Out, Shout It Out. And we here again, another week of more content, more real, more voices being heard, right? Because I'm here for the voiceless. And yet again, Shout It Out podcast, Rod Smurf. You know the vibes. Here it is. We here, we live with the most beautiful black queen, elegant. I ain't even got listen. Before we clap, let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna start clapping and all that. I want the world to know who you are. So go ahead, man. Let them know who you are.
Hi, my name is Tanisha, aka Safiya ninlil bint. That's what I go by on Facebook. I am a Nuwabian, and I am here to speak my truth.
Yeah. Yo, she part of the Salwaki tribe, the Zimbabwe tribe, somewhere far out in one of them African tribes. Yeah, you know, but she's, you know, she getting her black on. It's a black queen. Listen, this is an episode of Shout It Out of we talking about mental health. Mental health, suicide, these are topics that we speak about. When we speak about mental health, we speak about suicide. We understand that if you're watching the news, you know what's going on around here. It's a lot of issues that's dealing with mental health. Just go outside your house and you see what's going on out here. It's madness. People's not in the right state of mind. People have a lot on their mind. That's why they're losing it. And I realized that we all are going through mental health issues. You know, I'm going through mental health issues. I know you're going through mental health issues. I know what you're going to explain shortly. I know my cousin, Quan. This nut, I know he got some motherfucking issues. Some mental, you know what's it, you know, and I gotta say this, you know, because he has a mental illness. Like, he really thinks that he has 360s. He really think his waves is spinning. And I try to tell him, because he suffers from this illness, that his shit is spinning. Like, he's all right. He's just one of them niggas that get like 3 waves and then talk about he got Cherokee in the family. Yo, that's my word. I'm a Cherokee Indian. That's why my hair like this.
Never. I'm straight out of the set. I'm straight out of the lands of Zimbabwe.
You know what? Me, when I had my 360s, my shit's look, and I had a season, and I had wave spinning. Let's get to that.
But you're baldy now, so let's stop all that talk. You're bald. It's gone. Let the dream go. Stop. Let it go. Stop. You're bald. You're bald.
And you wonder why mental health is high. Now, I say, you know, I'm sensitive about my hair. You know, when I lost my hair, I lost my mind. I couldn't believe it. I woke up one day and it was just gone. Yo, I ain't gonna front. You know what's crazy? Yo, I remember one day I woke up and I was looking at my hairline and I was like, what? Like, that's my word. Yo, it's like I went to sleep and someone just said, because this was just, I ain't gonna front. I wanted to fight somebody. I know somebody had.
It definitely takes away your confidence. It does.
No, it don't, because you know the balls.
It should.
They loving me now. The balls.
It should. When your hairline here,
right.
You should take away all confidence. No edges. Nothing.
Whew. Nothing.
Well, glad I don't have those problems.
All right, let's start talking about my hair. I have a nervous breakdown here. For real. I'm sensitive, dog.
That's part of mental health.
For real, dog. I'm sensitive, for real, dog. So, hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed today. Yes.
Yes, you're very blessed. You are an individual that I've known for some time. I know that you're in battles. I know your issues. I know them. The world don't know.
Right.
Individuals that need to hear your story and need to know your story, and hopefully able them to tell their story, because like I said, we all dealing with something, and as far as mental issues. So so where you want to start? Where you want to begin?
Well, we can start where we left off a couple of weeks ago. I actually had another mental breakdown, which led me to go to the hospital because I felt myself slipping.
Okay.
I said, something ain't right.
Okay.
I could feel it inside me, and I knew I needed help. And this happened to me about 4 years ago. You know that. I told you about that. So I felt myself going back into that state, that mental state of not wanting to live again. So I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Giving up is not an option. I need help.
Yeah.
So I checked myself into the psych ward. I was there for about 2 weeks. And upon being there, discovered that my house had burned down.
Wow.
I mean, when life hits you, it hits you hard.
Like
when it rains, it pours.
Like a motherfucker.
Right. When it rains, it pours. My mother says it comes in all threes. Okay. But my nephew, he's like, Auntie, when bad shit happens to you, you don't realize all the good shit that comes after it. So the good things that came after me discovering that my house had burned down after going through that mental ordeal was that I got a new home. I've been blessed.
Okay, congratulations.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay.
I'm in a better place now. I'm not living with the same toxic people that I used to live with anymore. Because when you're on a spiritual journey and you're trying to maintain your mental health, if you're in housing where there's drug activity and all types of activity going on, it's hard to maintain that sense within yourself because now you have to be aware of your surroundings. You can't relax anymore. You can't focus on what you need to focus on you because you're still in survival mode, right? So you can't focus on your mental health. You can't make that a priority because now you have to focus on maintaining, is this person going to be after me? Is that person going to be after me? Is this going to happen to me? Am I going to be able to keep my housing or whatever the case may be? So that's where I was at. Today, thank God, I'm in a better situation. All praise is due to the Most High. I'm in a better situation. I don't have to worry about that. I can actually focus on my mental health again. I'm actually starting new therapy with a new therapist that I'll be seeing next week. So all praises to the Most High for that. And I feel like I'm on a path to a new discovery, a new being, a new beginning, a new me. Yes. And I'm ready to deal with my past. And I think a lot of my downfall was not dealing with the things that happened to me in my past. So, yeah.
So speaking about when you say about your past, because obviously that's what's going on in your past is to start. Obviously through trauma, right? Your first trauma. But what was that experience? The first trauma. What was that obviously that kicked everything.
That's a heavy topic. You know that. Yeah. I had dealt with a lot of sexual abuse in my past from a very, very, very young age, growing up throughout my childhood. And, prior to my breakdown, I finally admitted that to my mother. She had no clue. She had no idea. So that's 36 years of holding in pain.
Oh, so you just now did that, like as if like
I just now revealed that part of my life to her.
How did you feel?
Part of me was relieved, but another part of me was scared to fucking death because now I have to relive this story again. Now I have to go through the emotions and discovering that I didn't put that behind me. I didn't properly heal from that. Because if I did, it would have not affected me to the point to where I had to go check in. So obviously there's some things I still need to deal with, dealing with all that pain and all that trauma.
But the start was you let it go, you let it out. You was holding on to that for 36 years. And now you no longer have to hold on to it, right? Because you was able to let it out. And that's dope. Because you got to get to a place. My first trauma was my childhood. I think the worst trauma I had was like being around my mother when she had a boyfriend, this dude named Gus. I explained this, plenty of times. That's that was my mom's boyfriend. The guy that gave my mom's AIDS, and the dude that was just beating up on us, and just, Gus was the first guy I wanted to kill, being young. And dealing with that, I see my mom raped before in front of me, like it, different, and I wasn't able to like protect her from like different things. And I'm a kid. I shouldn't be held, I shouldn't deal with this guilt. It shouldn't be guilt on me, but that shit caused me to become like a person that always wanted to protect. And it also, I don't know, it just did things. I don't know. I think when you grow up in trauma for so long, like it takes the good from you, man. Like, and that shit, and it's like it's good.
It
there,
does. It does.
man,
It
but
dims.
like,
It dims your light.
yeah, you just waiting for the bad. And I didn't realize that I had so much trauma into 2019. And you still there? And I figured out that
Still here. I'm sorry about that. Technical difficulties, you guys.
Nah, that's all right, man. Listen, man, that's just what it is. But the thing that got me is that I was in the place of being in prison where I had to deal with myself, and I had to let go, and I had to realize, because I didn't realize I had so much trauma, and I didn't realize that it affected me, because these things, even though they hidden, but these things come out at different times that they ain't supposed to, And I realized like how many people's are indirectly hurt because I was hurt. Not figuring out why I'm hurting. You know what I mean? Just that's why I'm in therapy now.
That part. And that's the first discovery in mental health. When you're discovering you're in a place and you're in a position and you're hurting people around you, you're not realizing like I'm actually hurting people around me. And then when you finally come to that realization, like, oh, I need to change. I need to fix this. I need to heal that hurt so that I'm not in a position to where I'm hurting everyone else, where I'm not bleeding all over the place. Because like they say, hurt people hurt other people, So I want to come from a place of healing. I want to come from a place of love. I want to come from a place of overstanding. And I want to come from a place where my light is shining so fucking bright that I'm attracting people that needs the healing. And I'm able to put forth that healing energy from within myself because I've already been healed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's about, being healed. I like that. That's dope. Yeah, that was well said. As we talk about mental health, obviously everybody knows about our mental health, right? A little bit about it. Let's ask this young fella. What troubles you have?
I didn't have any childhood traumas. I had a pretty good childhood. My childhood was peaches and bubbles.
It's like the waves, right?
All right, let's press on. But a lot of my mental issues came when I was a young man in the Army, dealing with PTSD, which led to alcoholism, which led to a lot of bad decisions in my life. But I didn't realize I had such a mental disorder until I started going to therapy, which was court mandated, by the way. So I mean, I got there. Go. Yeah, so I had to go. I mean, I didn't get there on my own accord, but I got there. And then dealing with certain medications and stuff like that. So I've had a very difficult, rocky time, especially leaving the Army.
Yeah. I mean, we still recording. We sorry about that, y'all. We getting difficulties as far as the connection, but we still gonna roll. We still gonna do what we gotta do as far as delivering the message. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, okay. You being Yeah, you know, this is the first time we doing a Zoom interview. So try to come back. You have to request me again because it completely kicked me out. Okay. All right, John. So bear with me because we got to get her back. Um, you know, obviously we know me. I don't know what the hell I be doing with this. Okay. Things like this. This is how it goes. See, I gotta understand, man. I'm good at everything else, but this technology shit, this shit just be killing me.
It's all right. We'll get it together.
Yeah. Well, we gonna get it together. Okay.
Oh, there she is. She's back.
I'm
Hi.
back.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're sorry about that, y'all. But you know, difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties is what we can
but
say
see, but
on
look,
conscious.
this how everybody know that it's real. This is raw. This is not nothing. No, this is no gimmick. You know, we talking about mental health. We talking about real issues, and you see that this is real, uncut. We don't bleep nothing out. We don't edit nothing. This is what it is. You know what I mean? Because this is real life. This is real, nothing scripted. This shit ain't pretty, man. You know what I'm saying? Because out here is ugly. So we got to be even uglier and tougher. So let's get this message out. And my cousin, he was just speaking about before you left, he was speaking about the army and you know,
PTSD, basically. Some of the effects of PTSD is it branches out to multiple things like depression, anxiety, paranormal. You can't sleep at night sometimes. You know, and that leads to, you know, when you're not getting your mental right, that leads to other things on top of trying to get you know, alcoholism. That's never good for anybody, you know. And then some people turn to drugs, you know. But thankfully I got help. It took years, took a lot of PTSD centers, a lot of some jail time, took some.
that always do it.
Yeah,
That always do it.
jail's not a fun place to be.
That always sets it straight.
You know, then one-on-one sessions with my therapist. Shout outs to Dr. French. But eventually, you know, as years came along, I got better to a place I am now. I stopped it. Well, I cut down on alcohol. I won't say I stopped. I still drink, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing a little bit of eddies here and there, but my mental is it's not 100%. I don't think no one's 100% sane, but
yeah, no one. I know I'm not.
I'm still working on it though.
Yeah.
So
Right. We all are, and that's all you can do is continue to do that work on yourself. This journey is never ending, right?
Yeah.
So we're always on a journey to discover ourselves. We're always on a journey to heal ourselves for whatever past pains or whatever past ailments that we are dealing with. And I understand when you say PTSD because I've been traumatized as well. So I have PTSD, bipolar, all types of shit. So I get it. I definitely understand where you're coming from, regardless of what walk of life that you're coming from or whatever past pains you're dealing with. I want to encourage people, get help. And I'm grateful to hear that you do have a psychiatrist because not a lot of African American people are willing to do that. They're not willing to recognize I need help.
like a stigma in our community.
Right, because it is a stigma in
Why
our
do you feel
community.
like it's like that so much? Why y'all feel like it's like
Because
that so much?
most therapists are white, and why would you be telling your problems to a white person? One, and two, sometimes you can't tell. So this is the bad part about therapy, because sometimes you can't tell your therapist everything, especially if you're involved in a criminal underworld. So you might want to be mindful. And a lot of people sometimes they have suicidal thoughts, but if sometimes it could come across as someone who's like
not overstanding because of who you are, which is if you can request, which I have done. I have recently requested to speak with an African American woman because I'm not telling my problems to a white man. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. You're not going to understand me as a woman, first of all, and as an African American, you're definitely not going to understand where I'm coming from. Growing up in a world where they say mental health is a no-no. We don't deal with that. We push shit under a rug, right? Because that's what we do in Black households. Let's just keep it real. We push shit under our fucking rug. We sweep it under the rug and we let it sit there until it accumulates. And then now there's this big blow up from years and years of holding into all this pain. And then we get into, like you said, we get into all this trauma. We're in the streets and now we're dealing with gangs and we're dealing with all types of different things because we don't know how to heal from that hurt. Because we're told to go to a psychiatrist is a no-no,
And then
which is not the case.
You know, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying sometimes, like, I'm not saying this is wrong or bad, but like some people find ways, like they'll be like, yeah, I'm not going to a psychiatrist. I'll take my problems to the Lord. And sometimes I don't know if that's the best result either, because as we know, in the church, it's not
I mean, for me, I mean that's where I go. I ain't gonna lie. That would help me.
But
I mean, that was my biggest savior. Taking my problem to the Lord. I'm not even gonna lie. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. I wouldn't be here right now because that was my start. That was my breakthrough, and that's why I'm very spiritual. Because, like I said, I was in prison. I was around a lot of individuals. I was around people that, slept with other men that was on dope. Tried dope for the first time. You know what I'm saying? After many years, they just found that break and was like, fuck it, I need to escape this. I know dudes that gangbang, that did whatever to escape reality. And at any given moment, I could have been one of them individuals. At any given moment. Because everybody swore at one point in time they would have did this, they would have did that. And then you see them, they're like, damn, you on that?
all it takes is one bad day.
You know what I mean? One bad day.
Yeah.
And one bad day to say, fuck it. So, but it was God, but God kept me. And this is what I'm saying. God kept me. I don't look at me saying that I'm better than anybody, whatever the case may be. I just know that God kept me. Like, I don't knock what anybody do to find that strength. You know what I mean? Like, me, it was God, and then other things, led me to understand that I need work to be done. So that's why I'm in therapy, right? Because I have a ton of issues. Not saying that a therapist to help it all, make it all go better, but it's a start. And my therapist is white, 50-something years old, and she don't come from my walk. But one thing I can say is that, she gave me a viewpoint that I need to look at, because see, if I only look at a viewpoint of just the hood, that's what I know. But it's other things, it's other aspects, it's other, things that we need to look at. And I only look at just this part. And, and just understanding different walks of life. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? When we speak about the inner cities, the hood, we is desensitized. It's like murder means nothing. Like, if I said, yo, little Charlie got his head blown out last night, yo, word, he was at the gambling spot, dudes ran up in there, dudes would be like, whoa, that's crazy. Haha, yo, whatever, like it's nothing. Like, you go to certain settings, like in a white neighborhood, and you talk about a murder, and at my job, when I hear them speak about certain things, they like, oh my God, like, and they can't even believe it. And to me, it was fucking me up, because I'm like, this is just normal. This is just a regular day in the neighborhood. Because from their standpoint, it's like, listen, that's humane. That's not cool. Like,
that's not normal.
Life means something. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a fuck. A person who you don't like, the shittiest person, whatever, I guarantee you, someone love him. Someone love the shittiest person who you don't. Someone cares about him. And if that person was to die, somebody would cry. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I understand. This is why I got this podcast where I said, like, speak for the voiceless, because you got so many individuals that got things on their mind that they just don't, they just need that push, or they just need that platform. And I feel like this is the platform for the voiceless to be heard. You know what I mean? For topics to be coming up, constantly coming up, and people to be talking about these things, because it's bigger than me, right? Like, it's bigger than me. I just got the platform. I'm just trying to carry the people. You know what I'm saying? Let them know, like, yo, listen, I'm with you. I ain't better than you. Look, I'm in the struggle with you. I recognize it, you know what I mean? But let's do something. Let's go forward. And this is what we're doing. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about trauma. So someone watching this right now, I'll be like, damn, you know what? Damn, you know what, man? I was looking at therapy on some bullshit, but you know what? Let me check that out. Let me see what that's about.
Right.
It's the best.
Here's a good point that I actually did learn from one of my Caucasian therapists. She taught me radical acceptance. And what that means is it is not okay what happened to me in my life, but I accept it. I accept it. I accept it because everything, whether it's good, bad, ugly, beautiful, or indifferent, everything that I've ever gone through in my life has made me the being that I am today. It has made me, and like they say, what don't kill you make you stronger, honey. And I'm standing here, 10 toes down, 10 hands up. What's up? I made it. And I'm going to continue to make it. And giving up is not an option. So radical acceptance. It's not okay that I went through that trauma. It's not okay that I've been hurt by other people. That was a hurt. But I accept it. It is what it is. Unfortunately, for whatever lessons that I had to learn and grow from that, I'm going to learn and grow from that. Sometimes fucked up shit happens to good people. And that's life.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I definitely hear you. And as we speaking about this right now, and I'm just hearing you, you know, just hearing you talking, just hearing like where you at now, like how happy you are. You know, that come from a place of just finding peace within yourself. You know, a lot of people's out here is not happy with themselves. Like, they need to point a finger at somebody. They need to blame somebody because they're miserable. Like you, and listen, and guess what? I'm not talking about people that ain't got nothing. I'm talking about people that got everything. They admit they can have everything. They well off, but they miserable. They don't got peace with themselves. They see you and they say, "Fuck is she happy about?" You got that peace, and they hate it. But you know what though? But I understand that, because you know why? Because I was once like that. You gotta understand, like, I can recognize certain things, because when I realized that when I didn't have peace, I was just needed something. That's where violence came in, because you need something to focus on. You need something, like, you know, like, and when you recognize these things now, I look at a lot of things that I've done. I don't regret anything I've done, because you know why? Because I realized why I did the things I did. It was just learned behavior. I had the wrong information. I had the wrong, you know, understanding. I didn't know. I wasn't aware, right? I was just going by what I was seeing, right? And that way,
I'm going to plug you into a book, actually, that has helped me along my journey. It's actually called Physicians of the Soul. The psychologies of the world's greatest spiritual teachers. And in that book, it discusses about the ego and the shadow, and how you integrate that with your higher self and your higher being, and how you learn how to take all that pain, all that hurt, all that bad, and you learn how to balance. What you said was a key word. It's called balance. You learn how to balance that energy. You learn how to balance your life. You learn how to balance that pain. You learn how to balance all that trauma, right? So now we're going to operate from a place of peace, because we've learned that we can't carry that weight. We let go of the dead weight, and whatever made us from after all that pain, that's where we learn to operate from. So whatever's left after we let go of all the pain, this is what we now have to learn how to balance.
Yeah, And yeah, and I like that. That's well said. Well said. And I thank you for sharing your story because I know it's not easy. But I want you to know that your story is just not for you. You know what I mean? It's for those that's going through what you're going through because someone needs to hit it. You know, someone's going through it right now. And guess what? You know, we don't want them to wait till they 36, you know what I'm saying? Or 30. They might be 10 years old right now, whatever the case may be, or whatever. And we just want the message out. You know what I mean? We just want the message out to let people know, like, listen, you're not alone. I went through this. You can overcome this. And guess what? Let's talk about it. Let's put it on the table. Let's save lives, man. Like, my thing is this. I'm not better than anybody. I'm twisted, right? I don't got all the answers. I don't got it figured out. I am who I am, though. When I say who I am, I'm real. When I say I'm authentic, I'm authentic. When I say I'm for the people, I'm for the people. When I say I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my brother's keeper. When I say that, listen, that when I'm wrong, you dig what I'm saying? I can say like I'm a fight hard as fuck because listen, if I believe on something, I believe it. But if I'm out to be wrong, that's peace, and I'm gonna say that. So I'm passionate about leading the peoples. I'm passionate about saying who I am and saying that that we need to really come together. We really need to lock in because I hate the fact that we go through all these struggles as black people. We go through all these things, right? From the police, from us killing each other, right? Just not getting fair opportunities, right? All these things, and it's like you think with all that, like we can lean more on each other. And it's like as soon as you try to come up, you got your own saying like, nah, bring your ass down. Like a motherfucker, I hate you for trying to be a better you. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need to get up off that. It's like the first thing you would see another black man trying to do something other than just be that street motherfucker. And you be like, man, that shit right. Oh, what the fuck are you doing, dumbass, the bozo? But as soon as she picking up that gun and selling drugs in that cop car, you like this, bozo. Look at him, stupid. You can't win. You can't win, man. You can't win.
I mean, you can win, though.
Well, I'm saying with a mentality like that, trying to, feed those minds, dead weight, man. Let them starve. Can't feed them.
That's how you win, by not entertaining people and not caring about their opinions ultimately, because the only opinion that should matter is yours. Because you got to live this life at the end of the day. You got to look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, but
and that goes into mental health too.
Yeah, that's a mental.
How
But but like words hurt though. We always say words ain't nothing, but fuck that. Words can bring life and death. So let's not get that twisted. Like certain things hurt. I don't give a fuck. Certain things hurt my feelings. Like
that part.
Like, I ain't gonna front. Somebody
that part
doesn't. Somebody who don't know me, I don't expect. But if I love you and you mean something to me, you say something like that hurts. Yeah, that shit gonna hurt my fucking feelings. But somebody don't know me. Like I come up joking, so it don't matter. You can say what the fuck you want to say. Like, I mean, my house was a jokester house. Like you had to know jokes, because it was just no mercy. So somebody I don't know talk about me, but those that I fuck with, oh man. You said what? About me? About what? Right, that shit fucked me up. But
no, words are very, very powerful. And you have to be mindful of the words that you say, right? So we have to be mindful of the conversations that we're having with other people. And the most important conversation is the conversation that we have with ourselves. So let's be mindful of that. What are the words are you telling yourself when you wake up in the rising? Are you grateful for this day? Are you giving gratitude for just being able to open your eyes? Are you giving gratitude just being able to walk, to speak, to think, to be in your right state of mind? Because there are a lot of people who have gone down that path that I have gone down and have never made it back. So the conversation that we have with ourselves is the most important conversation, especially when it comes into the Black community. And then you were talking about our ways of life. Now, are we entering the ways of entrepreneurship? Because that as well is a conversation that we have to have with ourselves. Are we being our own boss at this point in time? because that is a whole nother conversation that you have to be prepared for. But first, it starts with the mental health conversation. You have to be able to encourage yourself in all facets of life before you can step into that role of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and and again, well said. I like that. As the time is winding down for for us, I'm definitely listen. It's a blessing, man, and it's an honor. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you, because this is an episode of mental health. And I said suicide because I wanted to leave you with this. Twice out my life, I tried to take my life. Well, thought about taking my life. When I was 15, I had that was a whole mad shit was going on. But I thought about it, but there was no bullets in the gun. But I just wanted the feeling like of just doing it. You know what I mean? But I ain't have the heart. And the second time was when I was in prison, and on this one, on the last one, I just said, and yeah, that shit was over. That shit, I didn't want to be here no more. I wanted to wrap it up. I said, pat me. But then God saved me. So like, here I am, flexing. Shout it out podcast, another episode. Listen, it's a minute left. Thank you again.
Thank you.
We're going to definitely have you back on the show. We love you. Thank you. Another episode of Shout It Out podcast. Your boy Rod Smurf and Quan.
Bye, guys.
With the fake ass waves. Let's talk about that. That one got my mental health. These bullshit waves.
All righty. I hope to see you on future podcasts. Thank you so much. You were great.
Waves bullshit.
I can't wait to get you back on. Thank you so much.
His waves wouldn't last in
I hope
Africa.
you have a beautiful day. I hope you get through.
His waves would not last in Africa.